Hey, what's going on, guys? Steve Ludwig, President and CEO of Select Insurance Group and the Insurance Man. This week I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of making sure that your agent specializes in the type of business that you're trying to accomplish. There are many circumstances in specifically the SR22 business, the high-risk insurance business, where a person has to move out of state, or you have a person that they got in trouble in one state while they were traveling, and then they have to have multiple states involved. In addition to that, knowing some of the different rules with waiver packets, how to be able to file, making sure that that person that is your appointed agent and agency is appointed with the ALER system in the particular state that you're trying to be able to file, because that's the electronic process. That makes things go a lot faster. Make sure that your license is not subject to suspension. And then on top of that, after we also make sure that we cover all the bases, not only just when we sell the initial policy, but also after that policy comes up for renewal. It's so important when it comes up for renewal to make sure that that policy does not go into lapse mode. There are many times during that process where things will go into lapse mode because that agent is just simply not prepared for the renewal. They're not staffed properly. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. So to just kind of give you some of the different scenarios out of here, okay? So we have in the state of California, if you do not reside in the state of California and you are passing through and you get in trouble, we can help you to be able to issue a packet that's called a 1650 waiver packet. This allows for you to be able to make sure that everything is shut down in the state of California and that you're not subject to any of the different DUI rules and regulations that, the consequences that you got for getting that in accordance to the state of California. The caveat there is that you cannot drive in the state of California for the next 3 years, but if you don't live there, that's not an issue. We can help to be able to make sure that everything is taken care of in that state, in California in reference here, to make sure that that's all shut down so that now in the next state, you can be able to make sure to file to make sure you're in compliance so your license doesn't get suspended. It's also important to know that you have to make sure that whatever the offender state was, that you have to be at that limit of bodily injury and property damage or above that. So if you have a state such as like Florida, their SR22 requirements is 10-20-10, and you move to a state, let's say the state of Missouri, it's 25-50-25. Well, obviously, you have to carry the higher of the two states, so Missouri would be the higher of those two states. So if you offended in Missouri and you lived in Florida and you had to have an out-of-state SR22, you would need to carry those higher limits. Those are the little fine details that a lot of agents miss. In addition to that is knowing how to be able and where to go to be able to obtain these waiver packets. So typically in multiple different circumstances, you will find in like a state like Florida, with an FR44, you cannot just go and transfer that to another state. You cannot file out of state for the FR44 coverage. So an FR44 coverage in the state of Florida is 100-350 on the bodily injury limits. You have to comply with that. So how we're able to sometimes do that is to be able to modify down on making sure that the person gets an FR44 under a Class M license, such as a motorcycle. They have to own a motorcycle, but we have different little tricks and things that we can be able to use to still satisfy and be able to make it as affordable as possible, legal, to make sure that your license is then taken care of in that state, and so then you'll have to carry coverage in another state, which brings up the importance of making sure that your agency is licensed in multiple states. Select Insurance Group and myself personally, we are licensed in 48 states. So we're able to help you no matter how bad of a situation. We know each state's compliance and rules and the different packets of waiver or whatever that you would need to file to make sure that this is shut down quickly and efficiently and make sure that your license is never subject to being suspended. So again, it's super important not only with these things and the knowledge that one has to have for these circumstances, but also making sure that the staff is properly staffed to be able to handle the workload. You want to work with an agency that is staffed properly to make sure that you're getting that top level customer service. You need to look for things like, do you have the newest and latest greatest systems? If your insurance agent is functioning off of pen and paper only, they're using the old filing system where they got, a million files in the back room draped across the wall, well, it's probably time to start looking at different things, because I got news for you. It's 2019 and everything is electronically filed. Everything goes a lot faster. It's a lot more organized. And obviously there's not papers and things all over the place to be able to get lost. So you want to work and look at that technology. You want to make sure that you have the proper amount of staffing in place to make sure that you're being taken care of, because you should be the top priority no matter what the situation is. You should have a person that is specifically handling your account that can make sure that things are taken care of again from day one, that if you have any questions in the interim, if you need anything changed, or if you have a person that maybe needs to be available nights and weekends, or somebody that's on call. We have all those things. We've staffed our office accordingly to make sure that you get that top-notch customer service experience, to make sure that you're just, hopefully going to refer us out to all your friends and family. So again, just wanted to go over that. Hopefully that's some good information. Tune in next week. Go online, follow us at Select Insurance Group on YouTube and on Facebook for more helpful and informational tips just like this.